Okay, I think we are live now. All right, cool. So, bear with me. I'm just gonna bring up my slides. Guys on TikTok, thank you for joining me tonight. I'll be talking about top 7 most valuable and practical skills business analysts must have. Top 7. Let's share. Sorry, it took me a bit of time to start tonight. Some technical drama. Okay. Then, okay, that's worked in. If you're joining me live, let me know where you're joining me from, please. Let me know where you're joining me from. Let me know where you're joining me from. Boom. Okay, we're live now. Okay. Let me know where you're joining me from. And then we shall kick off in a minute. We are behind schedule tonight. But yeah, we are here. And I think that's the most important thing. So apologies for those who tried to join yesterday. I couldn't stream live yesterday because I had other pressing commitments. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if I don't think my slide is popping up yet. It says uploading for some reason. But anyway, we go on. We carry on regardless. Okay, looks like my slide is live. All right, thank you. All right, cool. Thank you guys for joining. If you're joining me, please let me know where you're joining me from. Tonight, the topic on the Epic Growth Live is top 7. I said top 7 because it's hard to talk about everything, So top 7 because it's hard to talk about everything. And let's see. Sorry, give me a second. I'm trying to get the guys on TikTok. Guys on TikTok, you can't see my screen. Sorry. But again, like I said, it's work in progress. We're taking it one day at a time until we can find a way to connect TikTok with the live stream so that TikTok we can share screens. I haven't managed to figure that out yet, so that's all right. Okay, so I'm just going to kick off because I really want to just dig in tonight. I'm already behind schedule. For those who do not know who I am, my name is Victor Sonde. You can basically check out my website, victorsonde.com, and you can follow or subscribe to any of my social media channels. Okay, I am quite active, or most active, on LinkedIn, and also I'm doing my best now to basically kick off a community online on social media, basically. So I'm the founder of Join Momentum. So if you can see my screen behind me, is the Join Momentum logo. Actually, let me see if I can. No, I can't. It's too late to do that, is it? I wanted to see if I could change my background on this TikTok to the logo as well, but I'm not quite sure how to do that. So I'll just leave it as is for now. All right. So if you're joining me, I am excited. Thank you for those who are watching live. I do this every weekday, 9 p.m., and we only just started in 2025. So if you're new to this live stream or new to this community, welcome. Tonight, I want to talk about top 7 most valuable skills and practical skills that business analysts must have. And the reason why I'm having this conversation, and if you want to know why or who I am and why you think I'm the right person to have this conversation, number one, I have extensive experience as a business analyst. Over the last 15 years, 10 to 15 years, I have worked in various capacities as a business analyst. And also, I created the Agile Business Analyst Bootcamp program to help a lot of upcoming business analysts upskill to become business analysts. That was in 2015. Yeah. I have also been coaching, and I've coached and trained, and I still do coach and train business analysts from time to time. In fact, I am looking for business analysts to join my team at Join Momentum. So you see why this company. So if you don't know, Join Momentum is just the logo right behind me there. We are looking for business analysts to join us. You can either join us through our Global Digital Internship Program, or you can actually join us through our Career Accelerator Placement Program. Either way, please, you can apply. Join us. The difference, for those who don't know, if you want to, so you get to work with me directly, and you get to work with my team every day, literally, as we build products and try to shape, our industry. If you're new to business analysis, I think the value you're going to get from tonight, or from this live stream tonight, today's topic, is that if you're considering a career as a business analyst, you will get an understanding of the things that you should prioritize in terms of if you're doing training, or you're getting trained, or you're getting a mentor, or if you're a mentor already and you're trying to focus or understand what you should help people with. I think this will help you to give your mentees or your community or your trainees the right level of skill set, or the right the valuable skills that they should have in order to add value to their team. All right, so let's dive in. Like I said, number one, the first skill a business analyst should have, and I'm saying this because a lot of people will say, or when they are promoting training courses and all those things on the internet or everywhere, they tell you that you don't need any technical skill. It's a non-technical skill. Just come in as it doesn't matter. That is true, but that is not totally true. So let's bust that myth first. It is true that you do not need to be very technical or quite technical or have a technical background to work as a business analyst, but it is not true that you do not need any technical knowledge. I hope that makes sense. By the way, if you're watching me from anywhere, please put your questions in the chat and I will do my best to address them. If there's anything I'm saying, or if there's anything you want to add to the conversation, put your questions in the chat and I will do my best to make sure that they are addressed. So like I said, the first thing I want to say is as a business analyst, in order for you to bring value to your organization and be valued by your team, the first thing you need to think about is, what technical knowledge do you need to acquire? You need it. You need it. I'll tell you why you need. Number one, you are going to be the guy or the lady or the person that is going to be bridging the gap between, technical teams and non-technical stakeholders. I don't know if that makes sense. So technical teams are engineers, developers, architects, testers, and so on and so forth, right? These guys are technical. And when I say technical, they speak or they understand technicalities. They talk in programming languages, they talk in architectures, they talk in APIs, application programming interface. They talk in terms of database. They talk in terms of software development, lifecycle, and all that type of stuff, right? So you do not necessarily need to be able to do those things, but having a knowledge of those components, or having the knowledge of those things will make you valuable. Seriously, You do not like it. I'll repeat what I said. People telling you that you do not need to have any technical knowledge, or you don't need any technical knowledge to get a job or to succeed or thrive in a job as a business analyst are not telling you the truth. Okay? They are not telling you the whole truth. They are telling you the half truth. So it is half true that you do not need technical know-how in order to thrive or succeed or secure a job as a business analyst. It is not totally true. The truth is you need the knowledge, right? You know why you need the knowledge? If you're going to be the one that will interpret what the business or the stakeholders, the non-technical people, your project stakeholders, your sponsors, the people who are basically talking language of sales, they're talking the language of marketing, they're talking the language of customer service, they're talking the language of budget and funding and all those things. They will tell you the things they want. They will tell you the requirements. They will tell you what they want to achieve. However, you need to take that and interpret it or translate it in a way that the technical people will be able to convert those things into solutions, right? Now, in order to do that, you're going to have to engage in conversations. You're going to have to negotiate. You're going to have to discuss. You're going to have to facilitate workshops. You're going to have to do a number of things. So believing or thinking that, oh, I don't need any technical knowledge in order to work excellently as a business analyst is not totally true. You need some knowledge of technicalities at the basic level, at least. Not that you have to do those things, but you need to understand them. I hope that makes sense. If you have questions, put them in the chat. I'll address them. So you need technical knowledge, okay? And the technical knowledge I'm talking about, it doesn't have to be anything complicated. I'm not saying you have to know them to a point where you can write code or you can, create databases and all those things or manipulate data. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you find yourself in a meeting and you have to facilitate a workshop with your developers, you should be comfortable in your own way to a degree where you can have those conversations without feeling out of place. I hope that is helping somebody. Without feeling out of place or without feeling out of your own depths. I've seen, honestly, I'm saying this from experience, guys. I've seen a lot of BAs. This is one of the places where they struggle the most. They will pass the interview because they can blab their way through the interview. They can blab their way through the CVs. All those things are easy to do. But when it comes to the job itself, when you have to sit down with your product team, when you have to sit down with your designers, when you have to sit down with the developers and the architects, and you have to figure out how to solve a problem, and you are the only person in the room who has no technical understanding or technical knowledge working on a technical product, you will feel out of place. You will feel uncomfortable. It will feel like, I don't know what I'm doing. You'll feel like you don't know what you're doing, right? So having that knowledge will help you a lot, because when they are saying things, or when you are saying things, you will understand without necessarily dragging them back or making them feel like you are pulling everybody back or you are becoming a liability or a weight on the team. And that can affect your confidence a lot. Am I making sense to somebody? It can affect your confidence. So you need technical know-how. Technical knowledge, sorry, not technical know-how, technical knowledge. If anybody tells you that you don't need technical knowledge, please refer them to me and let them come and say it to my face. They are not telling you the whole truth. Guys, please, if you're on TikTok, do me a favor by liking the live. I need your help to stay active. I literally have to hit the like so that TikTok doesn't kick us out. Are you with me, guys? If you're getting value from this, please put a comment or put yes or hi in the chat. Okay, I can see somebody laughing. I can see somebody laughing there. Yes, okay. So you need technical knowledge. We need technical knowledge. So ask questions. What kind of technical knowledge do you need? I'll put some examples here. Number one, understand when they say systems thinking. What does that mean? When they say design thinking, what does that mean? Those are not even technical, right? But when you start getting technical, you start talking about architecture. What does architecture mean? A system architecture. What does that mean, right? What does system infrastructure mean? You can Google these things. You can, as long as you know them, you're good. Just the knowledge is what you need. And then when you now get into those conversations, the more you get into those kind of conversations and rub minds with people who do these things every day, maybe like an architect or a developer or a tech lead or whatever, it makes more sense. You can easily then begin to appreciate, the knowledge. But going blank without knowing any of those things, it's not good. I mean, you can blab, you can rough your way through, and maybe eventually you get it. Like, this is the good thing. This is the beautiful thing about a place like Joy Momentum, right? If you want to work with my team, with us in Joy Momentum as a business analyst, we're not going to judge you. We're not going to say because you don't have the technical knowledge, you don't come, right? That is the whole idea. That is why we invest our own knowledge, our skills, our efforts in you as a person, in your professional development. Because when you come to Joy Momentum, you realize that, oh, okay, so this is what it looks like when they talk about architecture. Oh, this is what they talk about when they talk about database. This is what they talk about when they talk. So we invest our resources in you to understand that. So that's why we have that program that you can apply to come and join us at Joy Momentum. I hope this is making sense. So we invest in you, our time. Yes, our resources, our time. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for confirming. So that's what we do. But if you go to any organization and you don't have the experience and you don't have the knowledge of, the technicalities, then it wouldn't look good. It doesn't look good on you because, number one, it can affect your confidence, like I said. Number two, it makes you lose credibility with your team or with your stakeholders. Am I making sense? So you want to build credibility. You want to feel like you know what you're doing. It doesn't mean that you have to know the programming and everything, but at least have the knowledge of it. Okay, let's move on. I can see some questions coming through. I will address those questions. Don't worry. Let me bring one of them up. Okay, let's put that one up. There's a question here that says, continuing professional development. What are the recommendations or resources for BIs? I'm assuming BAs, that's what you mean, to stay updated post-qualification. Okay, now, continuing professional development, I wouldn't say is post-qualification. I think it's a continuous thing in my world, or the way I would describe it as a coach. I would recommend that continuous professional development is a must. Is a must, right? Now, in terms of recommendations and resources, if, let's say, you have taken the career or professional development, the qualification route, for example, you've maybe just passed your IIBA, CBAP, or you've just passed your BCS diploma or foundation, whatever qualification you're taking for business analyst. I'll recommend that you basically take things like agile. Yeah, you need to improve your agile thinking. I'll come to that in a moment. It's very important. Now, the thing is, all in theory, when you learn these things in the exams and theories, some of them you would learn to pass. But when it comes to the practicalities, it's a different ballgame entirely, because then you now begin to, connect the dots between the things you have been reading in the books with the things that you are seeing and talking about every day at work, which is why our approach, and I keep saying this and I keep pointing back because that's why I'm here. Our approach at Joy Momentum is basically to throw you into the practical environment, rather, right? So you just get into the environment and you realize that, this is different from my theoretical knowledge. Or here, you literally have to swim, because imagine you find yourself in a team, they're talking about, ways of working, they're talking about Scrum, they're talking about Agile, they're talking technicalities, database, developers, APIs, all those things. Once you come in first, you can be like, oh my God, what are they talking about? I tell you, everybody goes through that. Okay, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you go to a company where they have offered to pay you 40K, 35K, 60K, and all you have is your qualification, mate, that's not good enough, is it? So recommendations: go and Google Agile mindset. So take any certification or training you find on Agile. And again, the certification is basically give you the theory. But if you can get your hands into a place where you can do the work, either volunteer or intern, look online for resources or communities where you can volunteer and help to execute projects with your skills as a business analyst. Okay, so Agile, number one, design thinking, number two, change management, number three, number four, product development, right? Or product management is a very important skill to have as a BA. So check out resources around those things, because that is where you most likely will find yourself. Now, these are if you listen to my past episodes on this, I've talked about the T skills, right? You focus on the generalist skills, and then you now talk about the vertical skills, where the domain. So domain are like industries. So for example, you can say insurance for financial services, construction, healthcare, and so on and so forth. Those also have their specific, requirements or specific things that you need to know for those domains. But generally, a business analyst is a business analyst. Whether you are in construction, whether you are in healthcare, whether you are in financial services, whether you are in technology, it doesn't really matter. What matters is you need to, once you build your generalist skills, it wouldn't matter which domain you fall into. You will find your fit, because then you now need to understand, for this particular domain, what are the things I need to know. And that is why some people struggle if they want to switch into different industries and different domains. If, for example, you've worked as a business analyst in financial services for like 5 years or 10 years, right? And then if you have not developed your generalist skills, they now move you from that financial services and move you to public sector. You might struggle for a bit. Not that you won't be able to do it eventually, but you will need a lot of, unlearning, relearning, and adaptability to that new domain or that. It doesn't mean you are not a good business analyst. It just means you are in a different domain that you have not really mastered, or you need to master. I hope that's helpful. Okay, so those are the suggestions that we have for you if you are thinking of staying updated. Second thing for business analysts, somebody says, okay, yeah, guys, please help me like the live on TikTok. I hope this is helping somebody. Like the live. Second skills for business analyst is project management and agile thinking. So to answer the question that this person is asking, this is another answer for you. Project management and agile thinking. And let me be very clear why I definitely think business analysts needs to, this is a valuable and practical skill for business analysts. You see, as a business analyst in the team, you are the go-to person. You are the go-to person for everything that relates to the project, in terms of requirements, in terms of solution, in terms of understanding what the stakeholders are looking for or what the business is looking for. What this means is that you are in a very vantage position. You are in a position where, for example, you can wear the hat of a project manager, and you will understand the timelines, you will understand the budget, you'll understand the relationships or the allocations of resources and all those things. You'll understand them because you work closely with the project manager. All right. So it's very important that as a business analyst, you need to understand how to manage multiple tasks, how to manage deadlines. And you are going to have to communicate these things anyway. You're going to have to create reports to communicate, your team updates, your project delivery updates. You need to be familiar with all of these terminologies in order to be able to excel as a business analyst. When I see business analysts who say that, oh, I'm a BA, anything project management is none of my business, I look at them because I think it's just a cheeky way of saying that I want to be lazy, right? Lazy in the sense that, so it doesn't mean that you are taking over the job of a project manager. It just means that you are able to zoom out and zoom in, right? When I say zoom out, you should be able to zoom out and look at your project from a skyscraper view and understand all the components that that deliver the project. For example, from technical to business requirements, to technical, to people, and all the things that you need to have in place. You'll be able to zoom out and have the skyscraper view. At the same time, as a valuable business analyst, you should be able to zoom into the detail with your team and be able to define and specify requirements at the most detailed level. It's a very important skill to have. So I recommend for business analysts, if you are looking to upgrade or continue to learn, please understand project management principles, understand project management methodologies, understand agile thinking. All right. You need to be familiar with agile methodologies like Scrum, especially. Scrum is the most popular framework of agile. So honestly, I think it's a no-brainer. If you're business, this is why I created the Agile Business Analyst Bootcamp, 7-8 years ago. And that is what has evolved today into what we have as Joint Momentum. I noticed that a lot of business analysts, traditionally speaking, right? And I'm speaking to business analysts, especially the guys, who have conventionally, or if you ask them, they will say they're business analysts, but really and truly, they are traditional BAs. Yeah, when I say traditional, I'll explain myself in a minute. Give me a second. I'm trying to tap this thing. So traditional BAs will use traditional requirements analysis. They will write beautiful specifications, detailed specifications. They will be able to do like proper process modeling and all those things, which are great stuff. They'll be able to do all. They will write nice use cases. They will create nice unified modeling. They will do all of those things. They will do all those things excellently well, right? But you know what is the missing ingredient for a lot of traditional and conventional BAs? The missing ingredient for them is the agile thinking, is the agile mindset. The agile mindset is where a lot of them like fall short, and I recommend this a lot. If you're a business analyst, a lot of organizations have embraced. You hear a lot of companies talk about digital transformation, this agile transformation here and there. I mean, those are very big words. Again, I'm not trying to say those things are like, but I'm saying the reason why those organizations are doing that is they are embracing the agile, mindset, the agile ways of doing things. So imagine you as a business analyst, you're on top of that. You understand the framework of agile. Scrum, you can implement Scrum, you can implement Kanban, you can implement SAFe, you know where you fit in, you know how to structure your team, you know how to structure your backlog, you know how to break requirements down and do them in iterations as opposed to having a big catalog of requirements at one go, and you think that's like the hell, the holy grail of requirements engineering, requirements analysis. It's way more than that, right? So traditional ways are great, but I think blending that with agile mindset actually takes you really far. It takes you really far. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have questions, please put them in the chat. I will address them for you. Let me see. I hope I'm not missing any question. I'd never thought about it that way. Yeah. That's what it is, really. That's what it is. It is interesting, honestly. It is actually a very interesting discipline. And I really want to try and break it down so that a lot of people don't think like, the reason why, I can't do business analysis because it's difficult or it requires I need to be very technical. No. If you understand the things you need to focus on, the skills you need to develop, you're good. The third valuable skill and practical skill that I want to recommend, that I recommend for business analysts to have is business process modeling. Business process modeling. And these things you can learn them for free. If you go on YouTube, you'll find a lot of resources on these things I'm talking about. So, and like I said, again, knowing and listening to somebody tell you how these things or what these things are is not the same thing as being able to do them. The way to master them is to do them. So find problems or challenges or people with problems or people with challenges and go and do these things for them. That is how you master the skills. I keep saying that, and I have to keep hammering that. So I'm not saying go and take a course on business process modeling, or I'm selling you a course. No, I'm saying you need to know how to do this, right? The way, if you want to come and learn it with me, is to come and work with me. We do it together. I hope that makes sense. So you need to know how to do process mapping, how to map processes. And when I say mapping processes, I'm talking about learning how to use tools like Microsoft Visio to create like flow diagrams. Some of you can do these things already. You just don't realize that it's a business analyst skill that you have. You just don't realize that what you're doing is analysis. You can use Visio already to sketch processes and create workflows or create process flows or flowchart diagrams or context diagrams, and all sort of activity diagrams and all sort of diagrams. You can do them already. So that's a business analyst skill you have. If you cannot do them, if you don't know what they are, just go and download tools like Lucidchart or Mural or Miro. It's even a lot easier these days. But proper business process modeling notation is like Visio, yeah? Or you can use, if you don't want to pay for licenses, you can use tools like draw.io. It's got like also very good notation models or templates that you can use. But generally speaking, the way I would put it at the most simplest way, yeah, is as a business analyst, you need to have the ability to convert information and decompose them into visual diagrams. That's the simplest way I put them. Your ability to decompose or represent information. When I say information could be requirements, could be data, could be relationships, could be anything. But if I tell you a story or I tell you about a problem, okay, I need to put the tools in the chat. Okay, how do I put the tools in the chat? You see, this TikTok thing, right, I'm going to have to ask for help from somebody to help me see how we can connect it to the live stream. I'm not happy that you guys are not seeing my slides and everything I'm sharing. I wish there's a way. Now I don't know how to put comments. That's the other challenge. I don't know how to add comments. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. So if you know what, I would put it on the WhatsApp group. Yeah. Sign you, don't worry. I'll put on the WhatsApp group. Yeah. Why are you laughing at me? I don't know how to do the chat on TikTok, guys. If you know, tell me, how do I chat? Okay, let me see. There's nothing like, okay, there's comment. I can see comment. Okay, I think that's about it. Right. So I can type. Hang on. So go and check Miro. I've put the first one there. Yeah, it's a good tool. Check out this one as well. Mural, M-U-R-A-L. Yeah, those are the very easy ones to quickly learn how to do like visual diagrams, how to convert information to visual. A lot of people understand things when you can turn it to visual diagrams, and it does make you stand out. You might think it's a skill that is not, but I tell you, it's a very, very good skill to have. Yeah. Now, the other things I've mentioned are Visio, of course. If you don't want to pay for Visio, an equivalent of Visio that I will recommend is draw.io. Guys on TikTok, I'm typing it for you. If you're joining me on the live stream, don't worry, I'm going to put it in the comments as well. But again, if any of these things are strange to you or you don't know what they are, put your questions in the chat and I will do my best to address them for you. So I've mentioned Miro. This is to point number 3, by the way. Yeah, Mural. Yeah, and you don't need to know all of them. If you know one of them, honestly, you will be able to use all of them. Does that make sense? Lucid chart. That's another one. That's on my slide anyway. Yeah, and there's a few other ones like that. Right now, why I'm saying this is that if you are able to know how to turn information into visual diagrams, you are good to go. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Your ability to convert information into visual diagrams. Now, once you learn that basic thing, you now need to think, how do I now take it to become a business process model? Now, you now need to learn like things like notations, right? What does an oval mean? What does a diamond mean? What does a square mean? That you can begin to master. But honestly, at the most basic level, the most important thing is to be able to represent information in visual diagrams. That's the thing I'm talking about here. All right. Now, what does this do for you before I move on to the next point? This gives you the ability to quickly identify inefficiencies, and you can quickly recommend process improvements. Does that make sense? If you find yourself being able to, model a process very quickly, like for example, I am a very visual person. I'm highly visual, right? So if I'm talking to my team, and some of them, I mean, I don't know if any of them is online, they know if I'm having a conversation, I struggle to, if you say a lot of things, before you know what is in a few minutes, I'll spin up a white canvas. Like, let's break it down. What are you talking about? I'll start drawing boxes. I'll start connecting the boxes together. So this one goes from here to here, then from here to here, and then what happens in here? That is what I'm talking about, right? And trust me, a lot of people are very visual. A lot of people are very visual. If you are conveying information in a way that is very detailed, it's good. It's good for your documentation. It's good. Some people like it. Some people mark you by it. But truth is, when you are having a conversation and you are trying to facilitate or trying to gain consensus or trying to understand the root cause of a matter or trying to break down a process or trying to understand how something works, the ability to use visual diagrams, honestly, it goes a long way in diffusing confusion, dissecting problems, and quickly surfacing the gaps or the inefficiency that is in the process. And what happens is that by the time imagine you're running a workshop and you bring stakeholders or you bring subject matter experts into the room and you get on the board and you have your white marker and you begin to sketch. Okay, we go from here, we go there. You see that it sparks. People start thinking. Everybody in the room starts giving you ideas. Oh, you've missed something there. You've missed that. You've missed that. But if all you do is talk, I tell you, within 15 minutes, they will start sleeping. Everybody will be bored. Like, okay, we said a lot of things, but where are we going? Where are we going with this? What are we doing with this? And these are little things that you might not realize that make you a valuable member or a valuable team or a valuable business analyst to your organization. Your ability to represent information with visual clues. Honestly, take that away as an important thing. Let's move on very quickly, guys. The next one is requirement solicitation. Now, this is also connected to what I just said, but the difference here is your ability to be able to gather information, to listen out and tease out detail of what your stakeholders really want or what your team should be doing. Okay, this involves things like interviews, workshops. In fact, workshop is a big deal, especially now that we do remote work or hybrid work. At Joint Momentum, we are fully remote, by the way, so we work 100% remotely. Now imagine if we don't have all of these type of tools and all these type of ways of working and all these frameworks that we use, how are we going to collaborate and get things done? How? It's going to be really hard, right? It's going to be really tricky, okay? But the good thing is if you are able to understand how to run or interview remotely, you can run workshops remotely on Zoom or Microsoft Teams or any other Google Meet or any of these platforms without losing people, without making people feel like they're not engaged, right? It's a very important skill to have, okay? How you can observe how something is being done and come back and say, my observation is this, and I think there's a problem here, right? Knowing how to ask the right questions to uncover hidden needs and priorities. That is what I'm talking about, okay? So when we talk about requirement is basically a need or what a customer wants, as simple as that, okay? What a user or a stakeholder needs. That's what requirement is. What a stakeholder needs in order to achieve whatever it is they want to achieve in your project. That's what it is when we talk about requirements. So the ability to tease out those things and identify them and document them and share them with your team, honestly, is a very valuable skill. The best business analysts I have seen that I've worked with, these are the things that make them stand out and make them different. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll move on. Number 5 is documentation and specification writing. The ability to document. Now, let me say this very quickly. I've seen a lot of, in fact, about 1 hour ago, I literally just wrote a message to the guys at Enjoy Momentum, and I was talking about, sorry guys on TikTok, let me tap the live please, so that they know that we're here. Again, I'm going to ask for help. If anybody knows how to connect StreamYard to TikTok, honestly, come and help me. I'll appreciate it. I'm sharing my slides, but the guys on TikTok can't see it. Yeah. Okay. Number 5, documentation and specification writing. Documentation and specification writing. This is also connected to what I just said. Imagine that you've run workshops, you've done interviews, you've done diary studies, you've done observations, you've done all sorts of those things. How do you document all the things that you have observed? Or how do you document it? How do you present it in a way that the people you are working with, they will understand it and they'll be able to make effective decisions based on the things that you documented? I hope that's making sense, right? So how would you do that? That is a skill that you must learn, you must master. How to create high quality BRDs, business requirement document, functional specification, and user stories. Okay, user stories, excuse me, user stories is the way we write requirements generally. And I think most organizations follow that model. A lot of organizations, some organizations still follow the traditional way of writing requirements, like use case narratives and use case diagrams and all that. Nothing wrong with that. But again, that's very traditional and very conventional. So knowing what and how and when to adopt which model or which style is very important. If you find yourself in a company where all they are doing as a BA is creating BRDs and shipping it over to developers, how the developers build it, they don't really care. They just wait for the thing to be done and they come and do UAT and testing and everything. Then you need to know what tools are in your arsenal to use. Are we using user stories, or are we basically just writing use case narratives, or are we basically just creating, BRDs or functional specifications? And what is the style of writing? How do we write them? How do we document them? And all those things. And this involves not just you making those decisions. It's about asking what I said before, knowing the question to ask and who to ask the question. If you're asking the right question to the wrong person, you are still not, 0 times 1 is 0, 1 times 0 is 0, right? I hope that's making sense, guys. So you need to ask the right questions, and you need to be asking those questions to the right people. So if I'm your business analyst, for example, and I'm going to write a document or present a document to you, I will ask you, these are the different styles, or these are different formats. Which is your preference? Which one do you like? Or I noticed that you prefer this model. Is it okay if I kind of follow the same framework to capture these ones? Or can I give you a sample of this? Let me know what you think about it. If it doesn't work, I can change it to this style. This is what I'm saying. Having those kind of conversations and being okay to have those conversations without feeling like, oh, you are looking like you don't know what you're doing, or you're looking like maybe you're not. No, you see what I mean? But not knowing can quickly come across when you are not aware that there are situations where you only use user stories and you do acceptance criteria as BDD, or you just write them in bullet points, or there are cases where we have to literally write them in a specific specification tool or document, and we have to review them step by step, and then we have to move them over or whatever. You need to know you need to know these things. Okay, that's what I have on my slide. If you can't see if you guys can't see my slide, what I said here is you need to be able to maintain clarity and detail to ensure your development teams and stakeholders are aligned. That's pretty much a big part of your job, a big part of your job as a business analyst. All right. Number six, stakeholder management. Stakeholder management. You know why I'm laughing? Stakeholder management is not just for business analysts. If you are in a relationship, you have to have stakeholder management skills. If you are married, you have to have stakeholder management skills. If you are a parent, your children are your stakeholders. You have to have stakeholder management skills. You know what I mean, yeah? So stakeholder management basically means you need to be able to build trust and strong relationships with diverse stakeholders, people who have a stake in your project. There could be a sponsor, there could be your approver, there could be your, your customers, your clients, whoever your team members, whoever your stakeholder is. It's important that you manage expectations with them, resolve conflicts or differences that you might have in opinion or belief. Know how to balance when priorities are competing. I hope that makes sense. Balancing competing priorities is a very important skill to have. Let me put it this way. As a business analyst, you need to have skills that allow you to build rapport, right, with different groups of people without feeling uncomfortable with yourself. I mean, this doesn't mean that you have to compromise your own values or anything, but professionally speaking, you are the guy that anybody should feel comfortable coming to speak with about anything that relates to your project, just to be clear. Okay, because you are the business, you are the resource person in terms of, everything that has to do with the project. So it's important that business analysts do this. And the last skill I've written down here is critical thinking and problem solving. The reason why you are hired as a business analyst is because your stakeholders want somebody to do the thinking for them. Can I repeat what I just said? Can I repeat what I just said? The reason why you get hired as a business analyst is because your stakeholders, your hiring managers, whoever hired you, they want you to come help them to do a lot of the thinking required to deliver the project. I hope that makes sense. You've got to do the thinking, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to do the thinking. So this involves your ability to evaluate complex issues. You need to be able to dive into issues and identify the root cause. So you have to conduct or do something called root cause analysis. Like, for example, if something is happening as a challenge or recurring pattern as a problem, why is this thing happening? Are we just treating the symptom, or are we actually dealing with the root cause itself, the major reason why this is happening? Okay, so your ability to identify a root cause and then not just identify the problems or the root cause, also be able to suggest or propose actionable solutions, actionable strategies. All right, and this is why I said you should have some technical knowledge. You have some technical knowledge. If anybody has told you that you don't need technical knowledge, or as a they have lied to you, please don't fall for all that. Don't fall for all that. Okay, so critical thinking is important. Meaning, and when you are even presenting your solutions, you're not presenting your solutions in a way to make your other stakeholders look bad. You are presenting your solutions in a way to make them feel like, we never thought about that. We never saw it from that angle. Oh, thank you for doing this. And thank you for bringing this up, because really, and even if they say, oh, no, we covered that, don't worry, that's still okay, right? But your ability to actually do that is the most important thing, or the most important skill, or the most valuable and practical skill you really want to have and add to yourself. I hope this is helping somebody. I hope this is helping somebody, guys. I hope you're getting value from this. All right. So for me, if you're just joining me, I have covered seven most valuable skills for top 7. This is my top 7. Now, this is not there's still a lot of other skills. Some people will include skills like, data analysis or visual, all of that. I don't believe BAs need to really know that as such. If you have that, fantastic. If you understand SQL, bravo. You understand MongoDB, bravo. All those things you can, that's okay. But like I said, my top 7, in summary, before I go to my next topic, I'll wrap up tonight. I choose which one I do in a minute. My top 7 is technical knowledge. Technical knowledge. Number 2, project management and agile thinking. Project management and agile thinking. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I coach every time I coach a product team as an agile coach or wherever I've done proper consulting. These are things I tell them to focus on. First principles. Number 3, business process modeling. Your ability to visualize information in diagram, to contextualize things in diagrams. Start from there. You don't need to go and, like, for example, go and master everything that has to do with BPMN and master Visio. No, I've suggested some tools you can even start with that can give you a very good head start when it comes to, visualizing information. But generally speaking, business process modeling. Am I making sense? Number 4, requirements elicitation. That's what I said. Requirements elicitation. Number 5, documentation. Know how to document. Know how to write specifications. Know how to document stuff, or how to present information in a way to facilitate decision making. And then number 6, I said stakeholder management. How to manage expectations. How to, let me give you one tip, how to under promise and over deliver. Right? How to under promise and over deliver. How to conduct your stakeholders' power grid, power matrix. You need to know, when you do your stakeholder analysis, which of my stakeholders have high influence, right? And maybe little power, or you need to, there are tools that you need to learn on how to do that. How to do things like your RACI matrix and know that this person, who are the people responsible, who are the people accountable, who are the people to be consulted, and who are the people to be informed, right? How to use those kind of tools to know and understand your project landscape and your stakeholders. So stakeholder management is important. And lastly, I mentioned my top 7. Number 7 is critical thinking and problem solving. Critical thinking and problem solving. Now, let me wrap up with this few 6. I want to give you, if you're a business owner or you're a founder on this call, on this live stream, these are the 6 reasons why you should hire or you should have a business analyst with an agile mindset. You see, I put it there. I didn't say hire a business analyst, right? I said you should have a business analyst with an agile mindset. Let's be very clear in your product team. I know what I'm saying, though. If you don't know, you don't know, right? Make sure that if you get a business analyst with an agile mindset. And it's very easy to know, it's very easy to test those things. So, like I said, a business analyst in your team must be one with an agile mindset. And these are the reasons why. Number 1, business analysts provide valuable insight for founders and entrepreneurs by analyzing market trends, customer needs, and competitors. So what they do is they help you to make smarter decisions. So as a business analyst in your role, because you are doing a lot of analysis of market trends, the needs of customers and users, the competitors, what they are doing, and how to make your own client or your business or your organization or your company competitive, you are helping your managers or your business owners or your leaders to make smarter decisions because you are doing a lot of thinking for them. Number 2, why as a founder or as a business owner, you should have business analysts with agile mindset. I call them agile business analysts. You should have them in your product team. Number 2, startups often they face changing requirements and priorities. As you know, like for example, AI is disrupting everywhere right now. And a lot of businesses are still grappling with how are they going to imbibe or embed AI into their business model, right? So having a BA with an agile mindset in your squad is going to help you because BAs excel at gathering, documenting, and validating requirements, ensuring that everybody is on the same page. They will make sure you're on the same page. BAs do research, BAs do analysis. They watch what is the most and the trending way to solve a problem and how can we use technology to address them. What are the potential solutions? So because they take this approach, it saves you time, saves you rework, and keeps your project running smoothly. So you see why I'm saying that I'm looking for business analysts. So if you're a business analyst, please send me a DM. Or if you're looking for a BA role and you're looking for somewhere you can learn the ropes, please send me a DM or just check my on TikTok. You can look at my here. You see my link in bio. Check it out, and you see our global digital internship. You don't pay anything. We invest £5,000 in you, but you have to go through our interview and, of course, our assessment process. If you don't make the cut, you can actually sponsor yourself by 30%. We get 70% still, not 100% sponsorship of the £5,000, and you guarantee yourself a role for 6 months at least, minimum 6 months. You will work as a BA, and you can even move roles. You can swap roles. You can work as a BA and say, you know what, I want to also learn how product ownership works. I want to also learn, what I do in AI and all that. So the opportunity is quite enormous working with John Momentum. But again, it's mainly for people who are on that journey of transitioning, or maybe they're looking for a promotion, changing a job, but it's learning by doing pretty much. So you got to also think about how do you imbibe or infuse it into your schedule, because it's learning by doing. It's not theoretical. Just to be very, very clear, it's not theoretical. Number 3, why, as a business owner or as a founder, you should have a BA with agile mindset in your team is, in the fast-paced startup world, you need to continuously optimize your process. I can tell you that for sure. At John Momentum, our processes keep evolving. We keep streamlining them. We keep optimizing them. We keep identifying things that are not working and making them better, right? So a BA will identify bottlenecks for you. A BA will streamline your workflow because they can visualize a process diagram, right? They can suggest improvements where there are bottlenecks in your workflow or in your processes. BA have expertise in analyzing and modeling processes. That's what I just said. And basically, they can maximize the productivity as a team. I hope that makes sense. So if you're not sure why you should hire a BA, there you have it, right? There you have it. Get a BA to join your team. Now, let me say something before I go on. I know that, a lot of business owners or SMEs or startups think like we don't necessarily have a BA because we're doing agile. If we have a product owner should be able to do pretty much the same thing. That is also true. I have to be honest. That is also correct. So give me a second. The TikTok thing is there you go. This is what I was saying. I don't know why they do this, but I guess it's part of I'll go. Guys on TikTok, do me a favor, please. Like the live, please. Like the broadcast. Yeah, so I was saying that you find that in some teams or in some organizations, they would rather have a product person, a product manager or a product owner who will pretty much wear the hat, of business analysis and project management. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, what that does is that person might struggle if they don't have the capability to zoom out and zoom in. Right? Is that the right way to do it? Zoom in to the detail and zoom out. So in many instances, I always recommend, if you have a product manager, have a business analyst who can help that product manager to zoom into the detail and stay also at their level to pass information for them to make the right product decisions. That's always my recommendation. So if you have a product owner, also they can be at the team level, and then you can have a product manager also, maybe at a line management level. All right. I hope this is helping somebody, ladies and gentlemen. Let me move on. The next point is, number 4 now. When you hire a business analyst, you minimize your risk as a business, because your business analyst will conduct a thorough risk assessment for you, especially when they spot like there's a threat, and they can help you to come up with strategies to mitigate. Okay, so BAs have proactive approach that navigates uncertainties, minimizing risk, and also helping you to seize opportunities. Okay, so if you want to minimize risk in your business, make sure you have a business analyst with an agile mindset, an agile business analyst. Number 5, BAs are a great bridge between technical and non-technical stakeholders. So they can help you to translate your requirements to your technical team. This is one thing that a lot of founders, especially business owners, struggle with. You have brilliant ideas. You have brilliant solutions. You have to want to do brilliant things. But the problem is that when these developers come, they will be speaking some language, they'll be speaking some jargons, and you'll be wondering, what are they talking about? Can they just make it simple and speak in the language you understand? This is what I want. I'm not looking for. But you see, your BA, if you have a BA can take that thing you're trying to communicate, or your vision, your idea, and basically help you to translate it in a way that the technical guys will be able to, know exactly what you want and give you exactly what you want. Okay, so you can save yourself a lot of money and a lot of stress. BAs have a way to foster collaboration and create a harmonious work environment. Finally, business analysts embrace agility. They embrace agility. So a lot of startups want to do this as well. So if you have a BA with agile mindset, with agile expertise, they become an invaluable asset because they can think iteratively and think fast. They can facilitate agile ceremonies, manage your backlog, promote continuous improvement, and they can enable faster delivery because they're thinking in an agile way. Agile. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, important takeaways tonight as a wrap up. Yeah, I'm over the hour already. As a wrap up tonight, BAs bring immense values to organizations and startups. They help founders to make decisions smarter, understand customer needs, streamline operations, and minimize risks. And of course, foster effective communication. So with BAs, you as a founder or your startup can thrive and succeed in today's competitive landscape. That's a typo there. All right, thank you so much, guys. I've wrapped up tonight. If you're looking, I'm looking for business analysts to join my product team immediately. But it's 2 ways. You can either sponsor yourself or you can be fully sponsored. If you're fully sponsored, then your spot is not guaranteed. You'd have to take assessment, and of course, you would have to take our interview. So we have a process in place that we basically use to spot, and it's very competitive because we hire globally. Okay. If you are looking to guarantee your spot or make sure that you get a job with us, you can sponsor yourself by visiting joinmomentum.co.uk/career accelerator placement. That is it. /career-accelerator placement. And then, of course, you can submit an application. You can choose a payment plan because all you have to do is basically guarantee yourself by paying 30% of the program value, and you basically have 6 months job. 6 months. No negotiation. You get a lot of things. Just visit that page. You will see. If you have any questions, send us a message or send me a DM, and I'll be happy to support you. All right. On that note, I'll be coming your way again tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow I'll be breaking down the role. Maybe let's look at user researcher or product manager tomorrow. But again, I'll share more details on that tomorrow. But ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much, all the people who have joined me and watching me live from every part of the world. Thank you, and have a wonderful night. I'll see you again on the Epic Growth Live tomorrow at 9 p.m. on the dot. 9 p.m. on the dot. I'll see you on the Epic Growth Live. It's your boy, Victor, again. Have a good night. Bye-bye, everybody. Good night, TikTok. See y'all later.